If someone had told me that I would detox from caffeine and never want to go back, I would have said that they were insane. Absolutely insane. At the end of 2023, actually all of 2023, I was in competition prep, bodybuilding competition, if you don't know me. And I had developed an insane caffeine addiction. But caffeine, even though it's a drug, it is so common and it's in everything that it's just accepted. And a lot of times, physical, emotional, spiritual, mental issues that we're having, we don't even realize how it's related to caffeine. So I didn't understand how this severe addiction was affecting me until I stumbled on some videos. Y'all, you can learn anything on YouTube. It's fabulous. Until I stumbled on some videos dealing with anxiety. I had never had crippling anxiety. I had never had panic attacks. It wasn't in my personality, and I didn't understand why I was having such a significant issue. Well, um, and why I was always bloated. No matter what I did, even going and getting it would be so severe that I would have to go get colonics um, for like my lower abdomen to go down. Um, and I didn't. Then I thought it was just like competition prep diet. I didn't realize cortisol, how the cortisol was affecting me. So I'm just going to tell you three things so far that I've learned. And if this just benefits one person, that's all that matters. So someone can learn from my story because I've learned from so many other people's stories, which is thank you, thank you, thank you for people that share their story. So first, I want to talk about cortisol. Caffeine does not give you energy. It does not. It blocks certain receptors in your brain, like your sleep receptors. It's called adenosine. And what happens is it, it it introduces like this cortisol, this stress response in your body. So this like you're in fight or flight. So you just keep going, not because you're producing additional, healthy energy. You're not. And so your body, your mind, your spirit, your emotions is just flooded with stress. You're actually introducing stress into your body. So once you start removing, and y'all detoxing from caffeine is no joke. Um, so once you start removing the caffeine, the cortisol levels, the stress levels in your body go down. So if you hold water, you hold inflammation from stress, you're bloated from stress, you're going to find that you're a lot lighter. I have literally lost 6 pounds. 6 pounds in a week. I'm not kidding. 6 pounds in a week did not change my eating. I just finally, once and for all, got off energy drinks and got off caffeine, even green tea. And yes, I know that there's a lot of health benefits for green tea, but I did eliminate caffeine. So, cortisol. The next thing is the anxiety. Y'all, my anxiety was debilitating. I would have panic attacks so severe that I wouldn't want to go outside. That when I would be outside, I would hyperventilate. I would feel like I was just going to collapse to my knees. Now, some of that is the negative environment that I was around for a certain period of time that I needed to remove myself from. Um, but even when I removed myself, I was still having episodes. So once the caffeine was removed, for me, my anxiety and the panic attacks have totally disappeared. Totally. Um, the my memory and concentration, my focus is off the chart. Off the chart. Before, I felt like, no offense to those that have ADHD, but I actually wondered if I had ADHD because I couldn't focus. My thoughts would just be jumbled, and now they're just so clear. Oh my gosh, it's incredible. Another thing is, um, this is scary. So I'm a little hesitant to be this vulnerable, to share this, but it's so important. So let me see how I want to open up this can of worms. It is actually frightening when you do get off caffeine. And y'all, caffeine is a poison. It's toxic. So I'm not going to go into the science of it, but look it up. It's actually in plants to repel insects. It's a toxin. Didn't know that either. And I'm a wellness coach. And we're always learning. You will never, even if you're at like the top of your field, there's always something for you to learn. So, um, it's scary because you're a new person. You have to reintroduce yourself to yourself, because especially if you've been consuming massive amounts of caffeine, you have been in a caffeinated state, a caffeinated consciousness, you're a caffeinated person, acting differently, cognition is different. And so when you detox, you're clear, you're clean, you're operating from a different space, a different place of consciousness. You're a different person. And so when I first started detoxing, and I've been through cycles of this where I would get off caffeine but then go back. But now for the last month, I've been totally off, and I will never go back. No coffee, nothing. And y'all, I love teeccino. Teeccino has saved me. It is, some people would consider it a coffee replacement. It is such an incredible beverage. They make tea and coffee, that's made from herbs and like chicory and barley. It is so good. And I am not affiliated with them. I would like to be, but I'm not affiliated with them. They have not sponsored this at all. But teeccino has, um, really saved me. But, um, back to the scary part. You don't know yourself because you're moving differently, your body's different, you're sleeping better. I'm sleeping like I was like a kid. You're processing information different. Um, you're a different person. And that's frightening. That really is like this Carl Jung moment where you're like, I'm doing some inner child work here, and I'm working with the ego, and we're moving that old ego out, and we have a new person here. It's it's been scary in a good way, but it truly has been scary. Like, who is this? I truly get to create a new, clean Catherine. So that has been my experience with detoxing from caffeine. So if you've been having problems with anxiety, panic attacks, lack of sleep, which lack of sleep is huge, problem sleeping, you can't stay asleep, memory, focus, attention, um, bloating, high levels of stress. This is water, but look into what you're drinking. Look into the amount of caffeine that you're consuming, especially if you're doing energy drinks, you're doing pre-workouts. Um, Consider detoxing for a bit and comparing how you feel um, on caffeine and off caffeine. All right, I hope my personal story um, was a benefit to at least one person. That's what it's all about, right? But I wanted to share that because as I was walking today, I was having a conversation with my new self and realizing she's pretty different. Yeah, she's pretty fabulous. All right, loves. So that is my caffeine story. Have an incredible day, evening, whatever it is, whatever time it is, wherever um, you are. And I would love to hear your stories. I would love to get some feedback and some comments. Feel free to leave them. All right.